What's going on, everybody? I wanted to take a little moment and drop this video for you, letting you know that I'm going to be gone for about a week, headed on vacation. By the time you hear this, I'll probably be winging my way to beautiful Belgium. Really stoked about our vacation. But this is actually going to be taking on a little topic, because it's something that's been on my mind when it comes to Advanced Warfare. And no, this isn't going to be a bitch about connection issues. This is actually talking about kind of my thoughts on the supply drops, or at least the advanced supply drops. The supply drops that have existed in the game to this point, I've kind of had my thoughts about them, both good and bad. But with advanced supply drops, I'm honestly seeing the same kind of thing. There's good parts and there's bad parts. I know some people have had some really scathing criticisms of the whole advanced supply drop system, and I completely understand that. But at the same time, I've also heard some people kind of singing their praises, and to be honest, I can kind of understand that too. They're really two sides of the same coin. So what I want to talk about is that the good things and the bad things. Good things that I've seen so far, especially for somebody like me, and I've talked about this in previous videos, that I don't always have the time to just put in 1,000,000 hours into every single game. It's just a symptom of getting old, I guess. But with these advanced supply drops, it honestly gives people an opportunity that might not always have the ability to put in hours upon hours upon hours into getting those, supply drops. And so this way, they might actually be able to have a chance in getting some of that elite gear, again, without being this prestige master. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. It gives players that just don't have much of a chance to play, to have a chance to be able to acquire and use some of these elite guns. At the same time, this system could very easily be construed as pay to win. We hear that all the time recently. H1Z1 is one of the games in PC that they've really brought this idea. Initially, when H1Z1 dropped, people saw the supply drops as being pay to win. You got weapons, you got ammo. It was an unfair advantage that most people called out. So they went back and changed it to where essentially you weren't getting anything that you couldn't just find on the map anyway. Fair enough. But that's the way some people have viewed this on the negative side, is it's pay to win. The real issue at hand is, to me, why are supply drops, just normal supply drops, even in the game? And then also, why are these advanced supply drops just now being dropped? And why do I personally think that this is a bad decision when it comes to game design? And again, I'm not going to be this armchair game developer. I understand there are a lot of factors that go into their decisions. So this is just from my perspective, from the outside looking in. And when I see this, I personally feel like supply drops in general kind of apply luck, good luck or bad luck, into a system that kind of used to reward longevity and skill. When you were playing these other games, your weapon drops or your attachment drops came when you kind of reached a certain point. So many kills with this weapon, or so many kills with this weapon and this attachment. I feel like it rewarded you for things that were skill-based, or at least took some stick-to-itiveness to get. Now, not so much. I feel like it's introduced luck into the equation, and it's not something that I always care for, because there are always going to be those people that kind of feel like, I've played this game forever. Why am I not getting any elite drops when, Timmy No Thumbs hardly ever plays the game, and look, he's using all the best elite gear because he got them in supply drops. I get it. So I don't really recall any previous titles up to this point. I know they didn't have all these weapon variants in other games, but I don't even remember any other of the Call of Duties that ever even kind of introduced that into the game where you had to have luck kind of on your side. If these advanced supply drops had, it introduced maybe purely cosmetic stuff into the game, I think I could let this slide completely. I don't think anyone would have a problem with it. But these are elite weapons. These are weapons with different stats and different abilities, and some of these weapons, truly make or break it for some players. They are a 0.5 or 0.15 or 1.5 player and then take with this new weapon, for some reason it just works for them, you might see a pretty drastic change in KD just from having this different weapon. And that's where I start to see problems. So surely Activision, and in turn Sledgehammer Games, they were looking at a system that had currently been working that utilized this kind of formula, and it was CSGO and all their crate unboxings. Hell, I mean, you had YouTubers and streamers making whole videos where it was nothing but them opening up crates. I mean, Gold Glove has had an incredible success just doing streams where he's just sitting there opening up CSGO crates. And more power to him. This is not me at all taking shots at anybody that has that going for them. More power to them. It's the greed that comes from this that I have a problem with. So everybody, this is going to be me signing off. I don't want to leave on a sour note. Still not loving Advanced Warfare, but I'm sticking it out. And I hope you guys do too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.